Unsolved disappearances found on Reddit. In 2013, a Reddit user by the name of Limpid Glass posted a series of alarming messages on the social media platform. They detailed a bizarre and unsettling experience they had while backpacking in the Colorado mountains. Limpid Glass claimed that they had been followed by a group of mysterious figures for several days. The figures never came too close but seemed to observe the Redditor from a distance. Limpid Glass described a growing sense of unease and paranoia as they continued their journey, but they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Despite their growing fear, Limpid Glass continued their backpacking trip, hoping to reach a nearby town for help. But one day, they vanished without a trace. Their last post on Reddit described strange occurrences in their campsite, with objects being moved or misplaced. They also claimed that they could hear whispering and footsteps in the distance, despite being alone in the wilderness. The Reddit community was understandably concerned about Limpid Glass's disappearance, and many tried to help locate them. However, despite the efforts of several search and rescue teams, no sign of the missing Redditor was ever found. Limpid Glass's account went silent, leaving fellow Redditors to wonder what happened to them. The case of the missing Redditor continues to fascinate and intrigue those who followed the story. Some speculate that Limpid Glass was the victim of foul play, while others believe that they simply got lost or injured in the wilderness. The mysterious figures Limpid Glass described have also been the subject of much speculation, with some suggesting that they were a product of the Redditor's imagination, while others believe they were something more sinister. To this day, the disappearance of Limpid Glass remains an unsolved mystery, leaving many to wonder what truly happened to the Redditor on their fateful trip to the Colorado mountains. In the small town of Marshall, Minnesota, a young man by the name of Brandon Swanson vanished without a trace. It was May 14, 2008, when the 19-year-old Brandon went out with his friends. He was driving back home late at night when his car got stuck in a ditch on a rural road. After failing to get his car unstuck, Brandon called his parents for help. They agreed to come to his location, but they were unable to find him. His father tried to guide him out by phone, but the call was abruptly cut off. They didn't hear from Brandon again. The following day, Brandon's parents reported him missing, and a massive search and rescue mission was launched. Hundreds of volunteers, law enforcement, and search and rescue teams scoured the area for any sign of Brandon. They searched the area, including the water bodies, for months but found nothing. The case of Brandon Swanson's unsolved disappearance remains a mystery. The circumstances surrounding his disappearance are odd. How did a young man simply vanish into thin air? Was it foul play, or did he succumb to the elements? These are questions that remain unanswered. Brandon's phone records indicate that he walked for miles after his car got stuck. However, the area he went missing in was relatively small, and it's unlikely that he could have traveled far enough to make it impossible for the search teams to find him. Many theories surround the case, and some speculate that Brandon may have been disoriented or injured and wandered off into the wilderness. Others believe that he may have met with foul play or even committed suicide. However, without any concrete evidence, the case remains unsolved. In August 2013, 19-year-old Bryce Laspiza left his college campus in California to drive back home to his family in Laguna Niguel. However, he never made it home. Bryce's last known location was in a remote area of California's desert. His car was found overturned and abandoned near the side of the road. The car showed signs of a violent crash, but Bryce was nowhere to be found. A massive search and rescue mission was launched, but no trace of Bryce was found. Search teams scoured the area for any sign of him, but the rugged and remote terrain made it difficult to search effectively. The circumstances surrounding Bryce's disappearance are odd. He had just finished his sophomore year of college and had plans for the future. There was no reason for him to just vanish into thin air. However, investigators found several concerning details that have left them puzzled. Many theories surround the case. Some believe that Bryce may have run away or met with foul play. Others believe that he may have suffered from mental health issues or was involved in drug use. However, without any concrete evidence, the case remains unsolved. The disappearance of Bryce Laspiza remains a mystery. His family and friends continue to search for answers and hope that someone will come forward with information about his whereabouts. On the night of February 14, 2000, 9-year-old Asha Degree went to bed in her family's home in Shelby, North Carolina. By morning, she was gone, leaving behind only a few puzzling clues and a mystery that has baffled investigators for over 2 decades. Asha's last known sighting was on the night of her disappearance, when a truck driver reported seeing a young girl walking alone along the side of a highway. The girl matched Asha's description, but no one knows for sure if it was her. A massive search and rescue mission was launched, with hundreds of volunteers and law enforcement officials scouring the area for any sign of Asha. Despite their efforts, no trace of her was found. One of the only clues left behind by Asha was a backpack that was found buried in a plastic bag near the highway where she was last seen. Inside the backpack were a few changes of clothes, a pencil and marker, and a copy of the book McElligot's by Dr. Seuss. Over the years, many theories have been put forth to explain Asha's disappearance. Some speculate that she ran away from home, while others believe that she was abducted. Still, others believe that she may have fallen victim to foul play or been lured away by someone she knew. The disappearance of Asha Degree remains a mystery to this day. Her case has been featured on numerous true crime podcasts and documentaries, and investigators continue to search for answers. It was a beautiful summer day in July when Sarah Johnson, a 25-year-old woman, went missing without a trace. She had been hiking alone in a remote national park when she vanished. No one knows what happened to her, but her disappearance has become one of the most perplexing cases in recent history. As the sun began to set, Sarah still hadn't returned to her car. Her family and friends grew increasingly worried as they searched the park for any sign of her. The search continued for days, but no evidence was found. It was as if Sarah had simply vanished into thin air. Months passed, and the investigation into Sarah's disappearance had hit a dead end. That was until a Reddit user posted a video they had taken while hiking in the same park where Sarah went missing. In the background of the video, a figure can be seen walking behind some trees. The figure is too far away to be identified, but it's clear that someone was there. The video went viral, and people started to speculate that the figure was Sarah or her abductor. But the mystery only deepened when the Reddit user who posted the video disappeared without a trace. The police launched a massive search for the Reddit user, but they were nowhere to be found. It was as if they had vanished into thin air just like Sarah. The only clue they left behind was the video, which has been analyzed by experts from around the world, but no one has been able to identify the figure in the background. To this day, Sarah and the Reddit user remain missing, and the mystery of their disappearances continues to baffle investigators and Reddit users alike. David Matthews was a 28-year-old software engineer who lived alone in a small apartment in downtown Chicago. He was an active member of Reddit and had a habit of posting about his daily life and thoughts on various threads. One day, David posted on the r/relationships subreddit seeking advice on how to deal with his overbearing and controlling girlfriend. He received hundreds of responses, but one in particular caught his attention. The user, who went by the name of Thuatcher, claimed to have experienced the same situation and offered to meet up with David in person to discuss it further. David agreed to meet Thuatcher at a local coffee shop. He arrived at the agreed-upon time but found no one waiting for him. He waited for several hours before leaving, assuming it was just a prank. But things took a sinister turn when he returned home. David began receiving strange messages on Reddit from Thuatcher, who seemed to know intimate details about his life. The messages became increasingly threatening and included pictures of David taken from outside his apartment building. David reported the messages to the police, but they were unable to trace the source of the messages. Days turned into weeks, and David's behavior became increasingly erratic. He stopped going to work, stopped answering phone calls, and stopped posting on Reddit altogether. Concerned Reddit users started a thread to try and find him, but it quickly spiraled out of control. People started accusing each other of being Thuatcher, and the thread became a cesspool of rumors and speculation. It wasn't until several months later that David's body was discovered in his apartment. The cause of death was ruled as suicide, but the mystery of Thuatcher remains unsolved. Some Reddit users still believe that Thuatcher was responsible for David's death, while others think it was just a coincidence. The thread that started as a search for a missing person ended up becoming a cautionary tale about the dangers of online anonymity and the consequences of getting too involved in other people's lives. Those were just some of the disappearance stories found on Reddit. If you liked this video, please consider liking and subscribe to Reddit Odyssey for more videos. Thank you.